Assalamu alaikum everyone. If you are interested in product management and project management, you can watch this podcast and you won't regret it. So our today's guest is Aleksandr. He's got 9 years experience in project management. So now he's our guest and I'm host today, Jonibek Safarov. So let's get started. Yeah. So Aleksandr, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Hi everyone, thank you for inviting me over here. I'm Aleksandr Potapov and currently I'm a product lead at BirBir, innovative classified in Uzbekistan that we launched last year. I'm in product management space for almost 10 years, as you said, 9 years, and I started in huge banks in Russia, and now I work for a startup, so a bit of pivoted. And this is one of my most, let's say, important parts of my personality, and the side, let's say, personality of mine is mentorship, coaching in product management and soft skills for tech sphere and so on.
Wow, that's so great. Yeah, I can kind of hear like multiple roles and jobs.
Like portfolio.
Oh. Good, yeah. Right now you talk about you're working at the company BirBir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like an e-commerce platform, mm-hmm. Yes. And you said it's classified. Yeah, the first or the second, can we say?
Okay, we are aiming to be the first classified in Uzbekistan, of course, because we are local and our main feature is being for local people, integrating, implementing local features, local, let's say, culture peculiarities and so on. And what is classified? It's not just e-commerce. Yeah, mm-hmm. Classified is a place where you can sell your pre-owned, pre-used stuff, and where you can buy stuff which was used but still good, and it's much cheaper than, for example, you go to the shop and buy it from the shelves, or it's much cheaper than you buy from different e-com platforms, because there is no markup. And there is a huge discount after, let's say, after sellers, after usage by sellers.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, that means it's not just for the business, for the ordinary people. Yeah. They can buy and they sell. Yes.
Yeah. And this is a classical, let's say, classical business model of any classifieds in the world. One of the famous ones is Craigslist. It was the first one. It's still the same, still old-fashioned and looks very outdated, but it's extremely popular in the USA, and it worth. I don't know the worth of this company, but it's still very expensive compared to what they invested. Yeah, and the classical model is that you attract just general people who have their used stuff, but they don't use it right now, and they would like to get rid of that and maybe to earn some money on that. And you collect a huge base of pre-owned stuff, which is quite cheap. And then this huge collection of pre-owned stuff on your platform attracts other people who would like to maybe spend less money for stuff, maybe to try something, but they don't want to invest a lot of money for just buying a new, PlayStation. They can buy it much cheaper, but pre-owned PlayStation. Yeah, and then having this huge base of people, huge base of users, of buyers, business customers come to the platform and they pay for all this. So this is a classical business model of any classified. Like this is a flywheel. You attract sellers, they attract buyers attract professional sellers pay.
So that is where you get the money from.
Yeah, we're starting. Yeah.
Good. And so in this company, BirBir, what's your role in what are you doing there?
I was one of the first employees in the company. We started that from scratch, from really scratch. I'm responsible for product field. There is a CPO who is responsible for strategic vision of our product and so on. And I'm a deputy CPO and product manager, and my main responsibility is seller's experience, but it's much wider right now. I'm responsible for general user experience on our platform. Yeah, and this is what I do, which is not just UI or UX. This is like experience which is based on some business decisions as well. Because, for example, if you're a buyer, you expect to find something that you are looking for on the platform, not just to download the app, search something and go away because you haven't found. So there are different questions, not just product questions, how you deliver this user experience. Because if you don't have goods, if you don't have supply, appropriate supply for certain buyers, they won't be satisfied, unfortunately.
If I understood you correctly, so it's kind of you should push more customers, more clients, more sellers to your product, yes?
Yeah.
So that you can have variety of products. So how you gonna do that?
Yeah, and this is very tricky, I would say. So this is not just running platform as an IT product. Yeah. So this is not just an IT product, but it's IT product as well. So there are a bunch of decisions, or business decisions, or business business style that you should do. How to attract and which sellers you attract. So to meet the demand from our second base of users. So there are sellers, buyers, sellers sell, let's say, pre-owned jeans, pre-owned shirts, but buyers are looking for pre-owned smartphones, and if you don't have smartphones, so a bunch of buyers will be disappointed. And if you don't have buyers who are looking for pre-owned clothes, so a bunch of sellers will be disappointed. So there is a big question how to balance this supply part and demand part. So it's not just developing the IT product where you can list your products and where you can find other products. It's also managing the balance between supply and demand. And this is, let's say, a business layer of my job.
Yeah, I use the classified in what I don't like, or I'm suspicious because the items there sometimes they are not like as it is. It's shown to us.
Yeah.
It's like a fake something, or they have the title different, and then if you go to the description, it's another thing. And it kind of wastes my time. So. Do you have such challenge in your?
Of course, this is a big issue. I would say even one of the central issues on any platform. Of course, if you're e-com, it's easier because all the sellers are certified, all the sellers are professional, all the sellers are official. But on classifieds, it's different because there are a lot of private sellers. Yeah, people like you and me, and not all of them are, let's say, have kind intentions.
Yes.
So some of them just list fake stuff, like in realty, like flats for rent or flats for sale, or maybe even smartphones. There are different fraud schemes, unfortunately. And as I said, this is one of the central issues in any classified platform. And we have, let's say,
what kind of solution do you have?
Yeah, we have a dedicated stream of product management as well for this trust and safety stream, and we have dedicated staff for that. So we know the problems and we address the problems. Of course, we have very advanced moderation staff, moderation guys, moderators who moderate all the listings, all the listings. But there are buyers who don't have kind intentions, as I said. So we have anti-fraud monitoring. We use AI for revealing some patterns, behavior patterns on platform, and we, let's say, highlight those users who behave maybe suspiciously or something like that, and we address them. Sometimes we block people, sometimes we just cool down them, sometimes we do something else. But yeah, this is a very big issue for us, and trust and safety one of the pillars in our product which we are developing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
When I read your profile, I saw you launched the MVP in this BirBir in 3 months. That is very fantastic, and that's great. That's cool. And yeah, I really want to know, maybe our audience also, they want to know how you did it, because it's a very short time and it's kind of big project. So can you tell me any, like, your thoughts and challenges maybe? Yeah.
Thank you for the question. This is really, that was a time which I don't remember very good. Why? Because I worked so much. We all worked so much, yeah. So we started, as I said, there were only 4 of us, and from really scratch, there was nothing. We had only an office, a space where we can work. We had no brand, no legal entity, we had no team, no anything. We just registered our account on Notion, and it was totally empty, totally blank. So we started with the first page, like the company, not structure, but the team, and we listed all of us. Yeah, but our team, let's say we worked in pair with the CPO, Chief Product Owner. We are quite experienced, and we launched some products from scratch, but not for in startups, but at least we had some methodology. We used frameworks. Frameworks helped us a lot, because you already have some models. You don't invent bicycles, how they say, yeah? You just follow the framework and you do what it says. So we started with CastDev. We already had idea should be classified. So the model itself, we knew how to build classifieds. The major concern was how to build a successful classified in Uzbekistan. Because I'm from Russia, our CPO from Russia, and
that's difficult.
that was very difficult, and we had only, let's say, successful example from Russian market, Avito, if you've heard of that. Yeah. This is very extremely successful company, but you can't invent Avito here, because Avito had more than 10 years history, and we are just 4 of us. Yeah. So we started from, we already knew the model of classified, so we knew which, let's say, jobs to be done we should design for our customers, for our users. But the main concern was how to make it local, for local people, addressing local pains, addressing local behavior patterns, and so on. And we started, we did some CastDev. We conducted more than 60 interviews. Some of them were in Russian, and I conducted personally in-depth interview, like in-depth conversation with people for an hour, asking for their motivation, for their problems, for their jobs, how they sell, how they buy, and so on. And we conducted the other half of interviews in Uzbek language. So we attracted some agency that helped us, because we didn't speak and still don't speak Uzbek, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. And we found some ideas which we can implement. And maybe even by implementing these ideas, we can make our MVP, minimum viable product, smaller, shorter than, for example, we fantasized in the beginning. And then we found designers, UX designers, and then we hired a tech team. Started with CTO, and we were lucky that CTO had his own team, so we didn't spend a lot of time for looking for engineers, tech engineers. Yeah, and we designed our MVP. Like, we started with jobs to be done, prototyped, having in mind what we learned from the CastDev, and then we just gave all our designs, all our prototypes to tech team, and they still are very professional, and they developed it very short.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, in 3 months we did huge work, and we went live in September. So our first version were in September. For example, we sacrificed internal chat, which looks very natural and basic for such a product as classified, where sellers and buyers usually communicate. But we knew that Telegram in Uzbekistan is extremely popular, and that was our killer feature. We, let's say, just skipped chat, which takes a month or maybe 2 months of development, and we went live. We launched just with one button, contact via Telegram, and that was our killer feature at the beginning, and that helped us to launch sooner. For example, this is just one example, and we launched in Tashkent, and we knew that in Tashkent there are, let's say, sufficient amount of people who speak Russian, not Uzbek. So our first version were not localized, so it was fully in Russian. So we didn't spend time for localization, but of course we delivered localized version in 2 weeks. Next version was localized, but MVP was launched in Russian, and it was very light. So it's very different from the version which you can download right now from stores. But still, it had all the basic scenarios, like list, like search, like contact, like surf through pictures, read description, and so on.
So you talked about CastDev. I think there might be some people, they don't know what does it mean. So can you just,
Thank you for asking. This is a very essential question because I'm in product management for almost 10 years. It's very basic, but product management is very based on empathy, on what customer needs, what job customer does when, for example, it, let's say, hires a product. So CastDev stands for customer development, and customer development is supposed to be a tool how you understand customer needs, how you understand customer motivation, what you do, what pains you can address, and so on. So there are different tools inside of customer development. There are qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is like in-depth interview, like we have conversation. I ask you about everything, anything, and so on. There are quantitative, like surveys, like maybe some statistics examining or something like that. So customer development is a way how you understand your customers. What they need, what they want, what you can propose them, how you can conquer their attention, and so on.
So, especially I think this in these startups, this is the most essential thing, because you build something and there is no customer. In your let's say your platform doesn't solve any issue that the customers are having. So that's very essential to build customer development first.
Because you want your product to be useful, not useless. So if you don't do customer development, so you can miss the goal. So
can we talk about a little about the difference between the project management in the product management? So
thank you for the question. I started as a project manager, So after my university, I studied in Moscow in High School of Economics. My first job was a project manager, but project manager in digital projects in companies like Danone, British American Tobacco, LG Electronics, and AB InBev. This is a huge beverage company, but I was a project manager. So like my main responsibility was to deliver, to address the deadlines, to ensure that everything is aligned, and so on, but no business value. Like I tried Of course, because of my personality, I can't just deliver. Yeah, I was always interested in which impact for business it has, and I remember one of the values of corporate culture in the company AB and BEF. That was ownership approach. So that ownership approach is let's say next level of project manager. So you own not just deadlines, you own the result. You anticipate the result, you make everything work for this result, for this business result, not just for finishing the project on time. Yeah. And for me, the difference between product management and project management is this levels of responsibility in business. Mm-hmm. So in project managers, you're responsible, as I said, only for deadlines, maybe for the budget, for quality, but with no understanding of business goal. And in product management, you formulate, you create this business goal, and this business goal is based not just on business needs, because every company has its business needs, but also on the market, what market demands, what customer demands, and so on. So yeah, product management is different level of responsibility, of ownership, and impact on business metrics. Mm-hmm. For me.
So that means more responsibility.
More responsibility and more tools, of course. Mm.
So. Aleksandr, so our local people, they mostly use one of the most well-known classified OLX. Mm-hmm. So you came in Uzbekistan with the BirBir, which we see as an alternative for the OLX. So what do you think of this, let's say, kind of battle or something? So, and you said you're going to be like the first. So what is the difference between these two classifieds and how you're going to beat the most well-known OLX in Uzbekistan?
This is a good question, because on this market, in this business model, the winner takes it all. So for us, it's crucial to be first one, because if we are second, let's say we are far from the leader's position. Yeah, OLX, I would say we are very grateful to OLX, because they established this market, they established this behavior, and they educated local population to use this platform. Yeah, thank you to OLX for that. But there is always but. When I moved to Tashkent in 2022, I also tried to use OLX. I was looking for a flat to rent, and it was a disaster. I would say there were a lot of frauders, there were a lot of fake listings and so on, and that was my pain. We didn't know what to use for those jobs, for those questions which we used Avito in Russia. That was obviously OLX, but OLX didn't help, unfortunately. So there was Telegram. And I'm thankful to Telegram that local people used that. But OLX is still on the market, and it's still a market leader. And we understand that they have their strengths, because they are top of mind. Everyone, when they think of buying or selling something, they just
first place to go.
First place to go is OLX, yeah. But there are obvious some weaknesses. Like this is a this is a big company which is based in Europe, and Uzbekistan unfortunately isn't their high priority market. That's why all the changes, all the developments are somewhere on the below of the list, and they can't address local specifics, unfortunately. So they use that solution, which is being developed in Europe, and just establish it here, and it doesn't meet local demand in terms of ways of communication. As I already mentioned, Telegram is extremely popular here. there are a lot of fake listings and fraud. So maybe they address these fake listings using Europe patterns, but they can't address local patterns. And this is two main weaknesses. They are not local, and they don't have a local team. Local, I mean they can't locally change the platform, and they don't know how to deal with local population, with local market. And we are vice versa. All our development team is based in Uzbekistan. All the product managers are based here. Maybe not all of them are local, but we all are based here. Yeah, and we know what to offer to local people, and this is our strength. And I hope that that it will help us to gain this market leader position.
Yeah, by focusing on the weak areas.
Yeah, focusing on weak areas of OLX. Yeah, offering something new and fresh to local population. And for example, in Uzbekistan there are a lot of young people, and our brand identity is quite fresh, which addressed to young population, not just general population. And when we did CastDev, some of our interviewees told us that let's say OLX is a bit old-fashioned. That's why they don't use that. So this is for their grandparents, not for themselves.
I used OLX, and it's a bit. I mean, the UI is a bit old-fashioned.
OLX isn't our first competitor. Okay, it's one of the major competitors on the market, but the second competitor, and maybe even more dangerous, let's say.
So,
it's Telegram, because there are a lot of groups, channels where you can buy and sell pre-owned stuff and so on, and people think that it's much easier, much more simple for them.
Yes, that may be, but the issue is that in the Telegram, you have to be subscribed to that channel or group. Yes,
and this is the weakness that we address in BirBir as well.
Yeah, so if I want to go and find something I want to buy, so I should go online and search and find it. Yeah, but in the Telegram I can't do this. So this is the most challenging part for Telegram. You can beat it. There's this name BirBir. But so I know as an Uzbek I know it's a BirBir. It's like one. So is there any logic behind this?
Yeah, of course, and you already articulated this logic, like one to one, and so on. When we were thinking of our brand, of our name, we wanted it to be scalable for future, let's say, marketing activation and so on, and we wanted to, let's say, to translate the idea of win-win. And one, it's not just like we both lost. It's about we both win. I have new stuff which I need, and you have money for that, and you maybe have space when you got rid of that, and so on. So this is what one. Yeah. This is the idea.
So nowadays, a lot of startups are building in Uzbekistan, and you've been part of this kind of for a period. So, what do you think about setting up the startups in Uzbekistan? Any ideas, challenges, processes, maybe?
I really admire what is happening here in Uzbekistan. We already mentioned that the population is pretty young here, and I love in Uzbekistan how young people are motivated. They have something, they are very driven for that, and they have a lot of ideas, and they all are looking for startup ideas. There are some communities, digital spaces where they can share their ideas and so on. All these movements really are amusing me.
Yes.
And I just saw a report a few days ago, which is called Global Startup Ecosystem Report, and it was written there that Uzbekistan, one of the most rapid countries in developing their startup ecosystems. Like 5 years ago or 4 years ago, I don't remember this time range, there was just, let's say, this amount of money invested in startups, and now this is like this amount of money invested in startups. And I think that how much the government did for this digital ecosystem, digital development in Uzbekistan, it's impressive.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, thank you. So you've been product manager in startups, and you also worked in other projects, like in other companies. So what is the difference between being product manager or project manager in the startups and in the big companies?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. I already thought of that, and I would like to share it with you as well. You know, before in my CV, I had this line, like I launched the products from scratch in Sberbank, in VTB, and I thought that, yeah, I really launched products from scratch. But after BirBir, I realized that that wasn't from scratch, because we already had everything for launching the product. Just the only idea of launching was the idea, and then you create designs and so on. But in BirBir, as I said, we had nothing. And this is what from scratch means. You have nothing, and that's why this is launching from scratch. This is one of the differences of definition from scratch. Yeah, if you launch something in corporation, enterprise, or in startup. And the other one, the other insight was like, I have a metaphor. When you're a product manager in enterprise, in a huge company, you like work out in the gym. You squat, you push up, you pull up, or something like that. You work out your big muscles, big muscles. And when you work in startup, it's like it's like exercising yoga. So you don't work out your big muscles, but next day you just wake up and you realize, oh my God, I have muscles here and here, really. Because in startup you have execute a lot of stuff, not just traditional product managers functions. Like you have to be here, you think of that, and yeah. So this is the difference. And okay, maybe in enterprise, your impact is huge just because of the scale, but in startup, you can do everything just because there is no responsible for that, and you can try different stuff. You can find your personal way of being product manager, because it's not just let's say composing PRDs, product requirement documents, or it's not just conducting in-depth interview. It's much wider range of jobs which you can execute.
Yeah, I see. And yeah, I know it's it's very difficult to be in this position, this and this, and just responsible for all the things at a time. So how just actually I wanted to ask you, how much did you sleep those days?
Yeah, it's thank you for asking. I did well. Let's say I did well. That was all right to me. I slept enough. I slept enough time, but just because that was my priority. Speaking of mental health a bit, yeah. So I understood that you can't invest all the time in just to your job. Yeah, you can refuel your energy. And for me, for example, it's crucial to sleep. Maybe I can sacrifice different some other stuff, like meeting friends or doing some hobbies or something like that. But you asked me about sleeping, so yeah, I slept enough.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Because it's crucial.
Yeah, this is just an energizer all the time.
Like that, yeah. You should always balance between, maybe a bit obvious question, like work-life balance. But yeah, you should balance all the time between work and life, because they are interconnected, and you can't be successful in work without being successful in life. By successful, I mean not, of course, being successful like a Nobel Prize or something like that. I mean without doing enough for yourself, for your mental health, for your just physical health, or for your professional development as well.
Yeah, don't underestimate the work-life balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you that question, like about the product manager in the startups, in the big companies. Which one did you like?
Oh wow, yeah, you know, I really enjoy being at this position right now. So being a product manager in startup is much more interesting to me than in enterprise. Yeah, because you do almost what you would like to do, but I mean. You see the result, you get the result quite fast, and you're satisfied by the speed, you're satisfied by the amount of outcome, yeah, and the amount of efforts. For example, in enterprise, you should, let's say, follow the processes, follow the procedures to confirm this with those people, and launch an MVP in 3 months. That doesn't sound realistic, unfortunately, in huge corporations. Yeah, but in startup, you can do even faster.
Yeah, good. Another question I just wanted to hear the answer from you as an expert in this field: the future of this product management, because you know AI is being very productive in solving some, let's say, creating the requirements and also helping to write codes even. So what is in this field? What has changed like after there is AI, in what is the future of this product management?
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of as well sometimes.
As an expert even. Yeah, you are thinking.
Of course, AI is crucial right now, and if you would like to be on top, still remain on top, you should use it for your productivity, and not only for productivity. So yeah, AI can helps you to be productive in some areas, but it also opens new opportunities. Let's say, of thinking of some spheres, of getting some ideas, brainstorming, I would say, or criticizing your ideas and so on. But what I'm thinking of right now about future of product management, I can't tell you. I mean, I just got some document. I can tell you the origination of this document, but that was like a strategy of how operational product management model in one big company will change in future. And there was written like there won't be any developers, there won't be any, let's say, designers or quality assurance engineers and so on, and product managers should have the skill of prompt engineering, and that's not just prompt engineering, that's like it's advanced prompt engineering. So the product manager should articulate to AI the vision. It should articulate the detailed vision of the product, so that this AI can develop the product, develop the design, the product, test it, and so on, and the outcome of this AI will be ready to use product. So yeah, a product manager should be that kind of sophisticated prompt engineer who articulates the requirements to the AI. This is one trend. The other trend, for example, I live in London right now. But by living, I mean I live in Tashkent and in London. And some time ago, I was looking for a job there. And one of the insights was they are looking for product managers with hands-on experience, with hands-on attitude. And I was thinking that hands-on attitude is like, okay, it's okay to run in-depth interview. It's okay just to, let's say, sketch a customer journey map by hand and so on. But now they meant that product manager should either code or make mock-ups in Figma, like designers or something like that. So yeah, the trend is mixing competences of product manager with some other team members. Maybe you don't have to do everything, but to do something yourself, why not? Yeah, and this is the second trend. And let's say macro trend is a product manager who is very detailed and who is able to do it by themselves. And the other trend is thinking big, thinking strategically, thinking how to deliver value, how to explain value to stakeholders, and so on. So they are, let's say, different sides of product management. But yeah, you should be professional here and here. And AI can help you in detailed work, but in, let's say, strategic thinking, strategic layer of product management, AI just can be your tool that enhances your productivity, your outcomes, but can't change you, can't replace you.
Okay, good. And so, yeah, it is difficult, to predict the future. So, what you can advise to the up-and-coming product managers? So, do you still advise to be product manager?
Yeah, yeah. I think that this is it's very trendy, very trendy. Maybe.
So, what the let's say tools or skills they should develop?
Yeah, I would recommend to develop mindset and way of thinking and soft skills, which AI can't replace. And one of those skills should be learning skill. So how quickly and easily and fast you can learn and you can obtain any other kind of knowledge, because you see how world is changing, how fast it's changing, how many instruments are evolving each day, and you can't get higher education on instruments, but it's better to advance your mindset, your abilities, your soft skills, which will help you to get any instrument quite faster than others, for example. Yeah, and this will be advice for development in product management. But I think that product management is it's a really crucial profession right now, because everything you see around, all of that are products. And the success of the product is defined by how you deliver, how you articulate the value of this product. Even all those books are the products. You can be very good scientist, for example. You can have very valuable knowledge and which you share via books. But if it's written not in user-friendly way, so of course it's not useless, but it has less impact, unfortunately. So even when you write a book, you can use product management approach, product management techniques to deliver the value of the book more efficiently, for example.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's it. I don't have any questions. If you have any thoughts, you can say it right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you. But I think that we discussed quite a lot, but I would like to outline that don't be afraid of AI. It will help you to enhance your productivity, to enhance your skills and so on. But be cautious of that. And please try fast, fail fast, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
And soft skills are crucial.
Good, thank you. So Now we move on to the blitz part. So now I'll give you some questions and you should be quick to answer for that.
Okay. Got it.
Favorite product you admire?
I would say Apple for that seamless user experience.
Good. And favorite productivity tool now you're using?
Just Notes in Apple.
Product manager you follow and respect?
Good, thank you. Sean Ellis, he introduced the concept of product market fit, which is very crucial.
The most useful book every product manager should read?
Inspired by Martin Kagan. It helps to any kind of product manager, junior, middle, senior, leader, and so all of them.
Okay. And data or intuition?
I would say data based on intuition.
No, good trick.
Okay.
Remote or office?
Office, definitely.
Quality or delivery?
Delivery for testing and quality for scaling.
For you?
Delivery first.
The worst feature you've ever shipped?
Oh my God, it wasn't Sberbank. Yeah, it was like a subscription model.
Okay, thank you. That is it.
Thank you very much for inviting me over here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, so let's keep watching us. We're going to invite great guys like him. See you.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.